I absolutely love Kaide, and I didn't think I would. Kaide is one of those characters where you just make your assumptions. This is going to be this character. This character is going to be the overly thirsty type, the one that's just all over Mahiro, and it's going to be really, really annoying. But no, it is instead it's the trope. It's a Garu, but it's actually a really good person. It's not the sum of what you see. You don't see the Garu that's super, made up with makeup and is just a really bad girl. But no, I really loved her. Well, let's be honest. What's the type that Andrew really, really likes? The big sister type, and she is absolutely big sister type, which works really great for the chemistry of the series. Honestly, just we're already opening up the can of worms in this episode with the idea of Mihari being seen as, well, I wish that she was more like this. Like, you can learn more from this girl. And again, we're still having that back and forth between what is the big sister and what is the little sister, what is the big brother, what is the little brother kind of thing. So it worked out great. I think it was a fantastic addition into the series. And honestly, for a while now, I've been kind of a little bit sad on the idea that there's a lot of content in the manga that they're skipping. Now, it's not to say they're skipping it indefinitely. They can still come back to it, but they are skipping stuff. I mean, I think I already mentioned before this idea of Mahiro playing this MMO and then having his voice over it, and then everybody freaking out there's a female playing this game. And I think there's another part that I've seen here recently of him essentially losing his memories and not knowing that he was a boy at some point, which, again, could be covered later. But no, the Detective Andrew segment of this episode, as far as I'm seeing, I checked like several different versions that were rips from Japan, and I did not see anything censored in this episode. Celebrate! Celebrate! Now, granted, this was a very tame episode compared to most, but still, it does mean that they're at least not going out of their way to create at least something per episode to censor out just to annoy the global version. Honestly, they could have done something with Kaide in this episode. They didn't. Now, granted, the one scene that I thought they would end up cutting, they didn't, which is Mahiro wearing the swimsuit and bending over in front of the camera. It was like, wow, I'm surprised they left that in there. But again, at least for now, it doesn't look like they're going out of their way just to annoy us. So that's a good thing. But no, this episode, like I said, opening it up, having the introduction of Kaide, a very inappropriate introduction of Kaide, let's be honest. Just slowly sip them back up. But no, just the introduction of Kaide, who is a friend of Mihari, and she's super great. Like I said, at first it was just kind of the snuggle thing where she just wants to snuggle Mahiro. And you having this little brief moment of him going, crap, I hope she doesn't find out that I'm actually was a boy. And then she would freak out and call me a pervert. But no, it looks like Mihari at least isn't spilling the beans, which I'm kind of surprised by. I thought Mihari would just be open about it, like, oh yeah, that's my brother, I just tried this experiment, and now he's a girl, and then, yeah, having that awkwardness there. But no, what this kind of opened the door to, and I honestly don't know, I'm curious as to if Kaide would mind. I think Kaide seems like somebody that is kind of open-minded to other siblings and stuff like that, because as we find out is Kaide has a little sister, and so she's used to taking care of little sisters, so Mahiro is just open game, open season. But no, like I said, it turned into something really cute because I thought that she was going to be overly glumpy and just touching all over on Mahiro, and she didn't. She just treated him like a sibling. And so it turned this whole cute little moment where she's trying to reach out to him and saying, okay, you play video games? Oh, cool, I play this game too, which... Let's be all honest, every gamer has that moment where you're like, yeah, I play video games, I'm a gamer, and then suddenly they go, oh, I play games too, here's Candy Crush, I play this all the time, and you're like, no, I don't play that one. No, I don't play that one. But again, it was like a shoot down, and then Kaide going, oh, well, okay, that's fine, and then moving on. And then, yes, going into the whole situation of feeding Mahiro, and seeing that, yeah, Kaide's a good cook, she's cooked food for her little sister all the time, and she's super sweet in that regard. I thought it was, like I said, it was such a cute little casual scene of Kaide really just trying to open up to Mahiro. And Mahiro realizing at some point, oh, this girl's okay. She's not a crazy Garu like I would assume that she would be. That we'd all assume that she would be. And yes, we have probably the most questionable scene where Kaide is going over Mahiro and saying that, oh, it's your first time, let me show you your first time, and then yes, these things just flapping all over the place. They didn't seem like they were tied down at all, which again goes in the whole Gyaru thing. But no, it was all a big fake out that she just wanted to do makeup for him. Like I said, I think that's the only thing that I'm kind of like, I love Kaide as a character. She is such a good girl, and she just warms my heart, the big sister type. But yeah, them are a bit much. Them are a bit much. And we see more of that with the swimsuits. She's got ballistics. But no, like I said, this kind of opened the door to something really sweet in this episode, and the idea that once Kaide goes to leave, you have Mahiro's like, oh wow, yeah, she's a good girl. And from Mihari's perspective, apparently she was introducing Kaide to Mahiro in order to essentially teach him how to be social. Yeah, she's a social person, so I figure she would help you learn to open up more. But Mahiro kind of shoots back in the idea that, well, I think you can learn a lot of stuff from Kaide. She's a great big sister. And it was like a jab that I don't think Mihari really caught. But like I said before, is that great chemistry back and forth in the idea of who's the big sister, who's the big brother type of mentality. And Kaide obviously has a lot of experience in that, whereas yes, Mihari doesn't have experience in that. She's always been the little sister. How does she be the big sister now? She has to learn that as well. We're having Mahiro have to learn how to be a little sister and learn to be more social, but at the same time, Mihari at the same time is going to be having to learn how to be a big sister. Technically, she's already been that. Mahiro points that out in this episode. She's already technically been that. She's been cleaning and taking care of the house while doing everything else she does. And he's been essentially the big brother, not doing anything around the house. But no. Then we get the Titanic part. When that trailer hit, I was like, what is this, like a parody of Gundam or something? Because it had a Gundam style to it. It had a very Gundam origin style to the visuals and stuff like that. And then suddenly out of nowhere, they're talking about Leonardo and stuff. And then suddenly, Space Titanic. And I'm like, holy crap, they just spoofed Titanic in space. Ice comet right ahead. Turn to starboard. It was great. I got a huge kick out of when I seen that trailer. I was like, oh man. And then he immediately, of course, starts talking about, man, I can't wait till this streams. I'm like, yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Don't want to go to the theaters. Well, granted, around here, there's rarely ever anime-related stuff on theaters, but it's like, I don't want to go to the theaters. Tell me when it's streaming. But no, this obviously leads to them going out together, and Kaede joins them. And this is a really cool thing that somewhere in here, we got the tease as to what they got into later on. And so I thought, like, man, I caught this thing, and sure enough, they get right into it, is that, yes, Mihari has this hair clip, and Kaide's offering a different one. And Mihari is like, no, I really like this one. And it was obvious at that point that it was probably from Mahiro. And yes, we have to try out some swimsuits. Kaide comes out offering everything to everybody. And Mahiro, even though he is now a girl and he's getting more and more into the girl thing, he's like, he still pays his respects for them mounds. No, Mihari was great. Mihari looked beautiful. I think she's got that perfect size. And then yes, Mahiro has to try on like a whole bunch of different ones. Like I said, I was completely shocked that full-on butt shot was actually stayed in it, because man, was that just kind of right up in the screen. I would argue probably one of the most inappropriate shots in the entire series so far. But no, he settles on a one piece, and then they move to the movie theater, and I thought it was going to be turning into one of those things where Mahiro is realizing now that he has more emotions, and we've kind of hit on that already. We've had a couple scenes where it seems like Mahiro is more open to emotions now that he's a female. But no, it was just, he had to go to the bathroom. And I felt for the dude. I'm like, well, let's be honest. If this was an actual one-for-one space rendition of Titanic movie, he's been in there for a while, because that movie was way too long. I remember the first time that the Titanic movie came out, and I think I did go to the theaters for it, and it was like, this is an extremely long movie. Holy crap, this is a long movie. So you have to imagine that he was there for a long time, and yes, it did technically show him drinking something before they went. And this, again, was a really cute scene. It's kind of one of those disgusting realities kind of things, where kind of like the whole last episode with the time of the month, this is a reality. And this is something that he's not going to be used to. The idea that, yes, it's a little bit harder probably to hold than for females. And so he doesn't realize that. And so when he has to go, it's like, crap, I gotta go, and it's too late. And it was so cute that Kaide noticed it. And again, this is that whole thing of like comparing Mihari to Kaide, that they don't really know how to treat a younger sister. Kaide knew. Kaide has a little sister. She knows that happens, or at least she's probably experienced it too. But let's be honest, she's probably had to take care of her little sister with accidents like that. She's had to take care of somebody else. And so when she arrives, she immediately takes note. Okay, it looks like your skirt's fine. Let's get you a replacement. Let's get you moving. I will handle it. And this is our secret. Again, there's so many opportunities there for her to take advantage of the situation. Again, they could have turned it pervy. They could have she could have made something out of it just to tease him, but she didn't. She's seen that he was embarrassed, took care of the situation, cleaned it up, and covered for him. I thought it was just super good. Like I said, big sister, big claps. I love Kaide. She's fantastic. I also got a fact that the advertisement beforehand was like Clone Wars 7. And it said something like, this version of me doesn't know when to quit. And I'm like, I wonder if that's making a statement more to the fact that Star Wars just keeps going and going and going. But yes, the final scene was just being Big Brother, essentially, which I thought was cute as well. Just the idea that even though at first he's like, where's Mihari? Where's my food? And he goes in there and she's sick and he's like, oh, you're having that time too. I know how you feel now. And she's like, it's not that time. I just have a cold. He's like, oh, sorry. Really super cute. And the idea that he finally realizes, oh, despite the fact that she's doing all these reports and stuff for her classes, she's trying to get into this college, she's still doing all this other stuff for me. She's cleaning up and everything. I'm not being a good big brother. I need to start doing that better. So he tries to clean up and everything. He fails miserably, but he tries. And then yes, making the porridge and Kaide helping out with how to make it. And Mihari's reaction was so pure. She starts crying that she's just happy that he made it for her. That's all she cares about. And yes, that gets into the whole visions that she gets during this time. She really loves her brother. Her brother used to dote on her, take care of her, and yes, gave her this hair clip to reward her for doing so well in tests. She is who she is because she wanted to impress him. She wanted him to praise her. And that's why she did so well with everything she did. She tried hard just to get some sort of praise from him. But unfortunately, yes, at some point he grew distant and he stopped doing that. And so she lost that of him. And so this moment to finally have him do something for her again, it meant so much to her and it was just so cute. Again, simple, but cute, impactful, and straight to the point. And yes, finding out that she learned how to cook from Kaide because Kaide had a little sister and she wanted to do something for her brother, which is, again, super sweet. But yeah, she wakes up, finds that Mahiro's hands are all cut up because he tried so hard. So she makes him cookies just like she used to. It was sweet. Again, it's her really realizing that this is something that I really like. We're finally growing closer again. Like, she doesn't want it to end until she figures out that he messed up her clothes. Super cute episode. Absolutely loved it. Again, Kaide. I love her. I absolutely love her. Again, not a fan of the the bust size, but I think she's sweet. She's definitely got the big sister type. Anyhow, I think the next episode was titled something like Mahiro's friend or something like that. So it looks like possibly we might have him going to school finally, and maybe he'll meet a friend. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. Fantastic, as always. I love this series so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below. Comment, let me know what you thought of the episode. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I do news reviews, first impressions, top lists if it's anime. It's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, a tips link, and a super thanks button down below, as well as a membership button. I greatly appreciate what it does, and y'all take care.